Finding your rhythm now. See, now we took out the jab. Going well. Keep using the jab. 2 jabs. If he gives 2 jabs, you could get 1. Then you could go over. You got to drink. Come on, drink up. Lucien, listen.
Well, there's something you don't often see at a fight. Former world-rated super bantamweight Bernardo Checa in the corner of Brian Magee. You heard from Stéphane LaRouche, Bute's trainer, Montreal native. Also works with Adrian Diacono.
Checa came to Belfast to spar with Barry McGuigan and decided to stay there years ago and become a trainer. And he's been working with Magee for his whole career.
Checa fought in the 80s 9 world champions, including Roberto Duran late in his career.
Too much grabbing. Give yourself room, man.
Bute, so familiar. He's fought 13 of his last 14 fights. Oh, nice right hook by Magee in this arena. And, you know, when you're comfortable here, it's a big help.
Bute being very patient. There's a nice right hand by Lucien.
And Magee with a counter right hook. So Magee is finding his range a little bit on the inside.
Oh. Body shot there by Bute. And that made Magee double over momentarily.
Nico, you obviously like the body work that Bute is doing early in this fight.
He's doing a very good body work. But I will also say that Magee is open for it. He walks into them.
You got to box and move against Bute, yeah?
Yeah.
Get in and out fast.
Yeah. Completely right.
Yeah, you can't linger in front of him.
Yeah.
Bute's starting to unravel the right hook, which he doesn't use as a major weapon, but will use it from time to time, and it's landing against Magee. Here's Magee going downstairs again.
As this fight unfolds, Bute gaining ground. Finding the openings. There's another great body shot. Counter left hand to the head by Magee. That was a nice punch.
Don't push.
Over that very low left hand of Bute. I'm telling you, this guy's got a sneaky left hand, and he can land it.
I think that really surprised the champion.
That was a beautiful punch.
It was quick and accurate again.
Yeah, he gotta be careful.
Come on, guys.
Say that again.
Give yourself room, man.
Left.
I've been telling everybody that'll listen for the last week, Brian Magee is no walkover for Lucien Bute.
Brian Magee, who's trying to send shockwaves through the boxing world here with a victory in Bute's backyard.
He's lost a couple of questionable decisions. He had a questionable draw. He fought Carl Froch tough until he was knocked out. This guy's no pushover.
First title shot for Brian Magee, chance of a lifetime.
A straight left by Bute, and the hook again, which Bute has done better in this fight than other fights.
Watch the head. End of the round coming up. Make sure you stop on the bell. Time.
Well, Saturday, April 16th at 10:30 p.m. Showtime. Championship Boxing is back as Juan Manuel Lopez defends his WBO featherweight championship against Orlando Salido.
You know, Juan Manuel Lopez, like his countryman Miguel Cotto, who we saw earlier tonight, is a vulnerable, exciting champion. You can't ask for more than that, and that's why that Salido fight is so good. Early in the round, Brian Magee, in what was his best round in this fight, was able to get a couple of right hooks in, that one partially blocked. And then later in the round, Magee was able to land this very good straight freight train left hand, the best punch he has had in the fight. And it, for a moment, it pushed Bute back on his heels. But Bute, being the champion that he is, came back landing his own left hand later on in that round.
Magee's corner feels if they could get Bute to the later rounds, who knows? They've studied Bute's fight with Librado Andrade, the first one, and gained confidence from that.
Now, part of this is, you know, Bute had those problems at the end of the Andrade fight, but he is a very well-conditioned fighter. And Stefan LaRouche, his trainer, said he's never seen anybody work harder in the gym. He said he's motivated. He comes every day to try and become a better fighter. And so it's not as if he's not ready for those later rounds. It's just that that's the time when Magee might get to him.
And then Bute took Andrade out convincingly, 4th-round knockout in the rematch. Round 4 scheduled for 12.
The power punches landed and an edge to Magee. And part of that is Bute's landed more jabs, so he's relied on that punch a lot.
Magee has good power. He's physically strong, good straight left hand.
You know, the headline in this fight to me, one of them is the right hook of Bute. It's not his primary punch, but boy, Mikkel, he's landing that punch a lot. Why do you think so much tonight?
Yeah, I really don't know.
It's an odd punch for him to throw, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a style, and they're not used to find those left.
Maybe because he's fighting a left-hander as well.
I think so.
Now, come on.
But you can also see Bute have his right hand a lot down here. Doesn't have it up to the chin. He's not used to getting that straight left.
No, exactly.
Bute has a habit of holding that right hand low, as you know, Mikkel, so you got to fire that straight left if you see the opening.
Yeah, of course.
And we've seen it from Magee, and now Magee's making this fight. The geography of this fight is not bad for Brian Magee. He's getting enough on the inside so that he can land some of those little short punches.
And he's being wise in staying off the rope, staying out of the corners, keeping it in the center of the ring. So far, the challenger, Bute, a 12-1 underdog in his first world title fight, giving a pretty good account of himself.
Well, Magee, when he went to fight Mads Larsen in Denmark, nice uppercut. That was the first good uppercut that Bute has been able to land, but there's Magee going back to the body. When he went to fight Mads Larsen, who was 51-2 at that time, he was a huge underdog, and everybody thought he was going to walk in and get destroyed by Larsen.
Nice right hook upstairs by Bute.
And in that fight, he went into the Lions Den like tonight. This is a good action round. That was a case of lunging by Magee, and he caught a counterpunch that hurt him.
Yeah, he can be vulnerable. He dives in.
Watch out, watch the head.
And at times that has been his undoing. Magee wants to lead the St. Patrick's Day Parade tomorrow. That's right, it's tomorrow in Montreal.
Why's that parade tomorrow? Well, that's another story. Magee coming in and going to the body, and there you see the combination punching that ends with a right hook to the head of Bute. But this is a big punch for Bute. When he can land the uppercut, and there he gets it in. Oh. Now, that's a difference maker usually for Bute.
Yeah.
And he gave him a good one.
It was a beautiful punch he came with there. But it's also more a chance he took, losing Bute with that uppercut, because you know when you throw uppercut like that, you don't see his head is coming right here, but he knows he's coming in all the time. That's why he's thrown it. So he's trying new combinations, and that's good for Bute.
And in Bute's last two fights, the uppercut was the big story. A short one versus former contender star Jesse Brinkley, and from longer range versus rugged Edison Miranda. Seconds after Miranda gestured, "Is that all you got?" I guess he found out. It is round 5, scheduled for 12 for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship. Lucian Bute in the white, Magee in the black.
The unofficial scoring of our press row scores will give you another viewpoint. Vincent Morin from the Journal 24 Hours here in Canada. David Spencer from the Fight News, and Herb Zurkowski from the Montreal Gazette. 40-36, and of course two that have it, as I have it, scored 39-37 for Bute. So I think those scores kind of right on the ball, on the mark.
Work out of there, work out. You gotta hold. Stop punching.
A lot of holding.
Stop punching. Don't push.
But Pete Podgorski getting miffed. Pushing, holding.
And probably the person he'll take it out on most might be Magee, because Magee likes a fight like that. But, oh, there's that straight left again by Magee. I'm telling you, that guy's got a sneaky left hand.
Then he snuck in a right for good measure.
And there's I think there's just a smidge of swelling underneath the right eye of Bute. And Bute's going to have to get a little more aggressive, I think, in this fight.
Yeah, he seems to, as a slip, be holding back.
Yeah,
and it doesn't allow the crowd to get into it.
And clearly Bute's probably winning this fight, although I have him up only by 2 points. But you know, he's not making Brian Magee fight his fight exactly.
No, I would say that Brian Magee now he's getting into the fight a little bit more. You know, he's throwing more punches.
Gaining a little confidence.
Yeah, a little confidence.
Are you surprised?
He's taking his chance.
Are you surprised, Mikkel, at how easy Bute has been able to be hit?
You know what? I can see on Bute's eyes that he has difficulty in fighting Magee because he's a left-hander.
And a right hook there, as you were talking by Bute.
Yeah.
Bute's picked up the pace in this round, and it's become an interesting fight. I mean, I think there's certainly enough action here. It's not one-sided, and both men are doing some good work. The right hook of Bute, I just think it's a nice weapon. Oh, hammer of a jab and a good body shot by Bute.
And Magee seems to be increasingly vulnerable to that Bute right hook.
Much less movement from Bute than we are normally see in his fights. He's normally more lateral movement, but this fight he has settled down and he is exchanging punches with Magee.
Magee acquitting himself well thus far. Final seconds of round 5.
Well, coming up, work out. Punch out, time!
Saturday, April 23rd at 10 p.m. It's the finals of Showtime's Bantamweight Tournament. Joseph Agbeko fights Abner Mares in the championship, and Victor Archinian faces Yanni Perez in the consolation bout.
We see Brian Magee getting in another one of those right hooks. While Bute's has been better, Magee has gotten his in somewhat also, but his is not as powerful as Bute has been. And here's where Magee just kind of, you see the lunging of Brian Magee. That's a perfect example of how that affects him. And Bute's right hook has just been terrific in this fight. And you see he delivers it in a more compact way than Brian Magee and has a little more power on it.
Beautiful crowd on hand here in a beautiful city. We're told the attendance figure is 12,219 at the Bell Center. Big deep breath for Lucien Bute, the champion, as he embarks on round 6.
You know, Bute might be the most eligible bachelor in Montreal. He's got 4 sisters and he is single, so I'm sure some of the gals here in Montreal took note of that.
Magee is betrothed.
Yes, he is.
Also married.
That too. It's good straight left hand again by Magee. When he doesn't lunge with that punch, it's pretty effective.
Work out of there. Break. You guys work out on your own. Step back.
Pete Podgorski earning his money tonight. Nice movement here by Magee.
Yeah, that's strange. You see more lateral movement from him than Bute. And of course, in his younger days, he was more of a boxer counterpuncher. The Bute jab now making itself known. I think Bute has underused the jab, though, in this fight. Would you think so, Mikkel?
Yeah, he should use it much more.
Particularly against a guy like Magee, who comes in.
But he's getting very good at body punches in.
Yes, he is.
And also the uppercuts.
Right hook.
But the body punches is killing Magee in the end.
Yeah, there's wow.
There's a body punch by Magee.
He's taking it good.
Yeah, Brian Magee goes downstairs as well. Both